But I don't want to call them. No, that is not the sound of my children having to call their grandparents or something like that. That is the sound of what we call reluctance. When we don't want to call our clients, we don't want to call those prospects up. We don't want to make that cold call because you're always thinking, oh, they're going to hang up on me and they're not going to like our product. You have all this kind of stuff that kind of holds you back, that makes you reluctant to actually make that phone call to a potential client, to a prospect, to a suspect. And the thing is, all that call reluctance does is get you to procrastinate. You still need to make that phone call. You got to go out there and talk to those clients. You go out and find those sales, right? And so if you watched our videos on how you get referrals, this is a lead on from that, because we have to think about is how are we going to get out there? What do I need to do to feel confident to make that phone call? And one thing that helps is building confidence in yourself and in your product. Because if you believe in yourself, you're like, hey, you know what? I know what I'm doing. I'm an expert in this. I'm going to help these people out. You can go with that confidence, right? You have that. And some people aren't super confident. It's okay. But there's things you can do if you're confident in that product. Like, look, I love my little Surface Microsoft Server. This thing is awesome. If you're a traveler, if you're a blogger, or something like this, it's powerful, lets you render videos, does everything you want. I'm confident in this product. Boom, that makes you feel better. And so you can go out and go and talk to people with more confidence. And that can kind of take away a little of your reluctance. Because what you have to realize is your clients do make mistakes sometimes. Your clients do need help sometimes, and your product or your service can actually help them out. And so if you know that and you know how you can help them out, and you're confident that you can help them out, it's a lot easier to go over than say, hey, can I help you? Right? And so you got to think about those things. And if you're not sure how to do that, sometimes what you can do is just really focus on the customer. Like focus on how you can help them. Because if all you focus on in a sale is, I'm going to make $20,000 off of this, or I'm going to make $50 off of this, then all you focus on is that $50, that $20,000, and you don't focus on the client. And I think we all can notice when people are just focusing on the money and not on helping us, okay? Because honestly, you can always see when people are more worried about money than helping you out. So kind of think about those things. So what should you do? Well, before you call them, before you pick up that phone, before you type out that email, before you walk into that door, make sure you are determining why exactly you're going to make that call. Why exactly are you sending that email? What is it that you're really doing here, okay? Because once you have that topic of conversation, then you can move forward. I mean, think about it. Think back when you were in junior high and you were going to call that boy or that girl for the first time that you're really excited about. If you don't plan ahead, you look like a fool. You're like, hi? Yes, Mark, can I help you? Nice weather today. Like, what a weirdo. And they hung up on you. You don't want that. Because the thing is, if it is, hey, I want to call them up to figure out if they can buy our product. Hey, I want to call them and see if we can actually help them out. Hey, I want to see when their hours are. When you have a reason for making that call, it gives you some kind of pathway. What are the topics I'm going to talk about? What are the questions I'm going to ask? What are the things I need to hear to know which way the path of this conversation goes? And so you kind of think about those things. And when you're also thinking about, knowing what we want to talk about before we get on there, you also have to think about when you should call. And when it's a business call, it's better to do it in the morning than the afternoon. I mean, think about it. We're all this kind of way, right? It's the morning. I want to get up. I want to be productive. I'm sitting at my desk, ready to work. It's 10 o'clock. It's 9 o'clock. Let's do this. Let's get some work done. Boom, boom, boom. And then by noon, you're like, I want some lunch. And then you come back from lunch. And then what do you do after lunch? You look at the clock. You look at your watch. You look at your phone. You're like, when am I going to get some work done? When people call you at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, are you thinking, oh yeah, I want to do some work with them? You're like, oh man, I'll just let it go to voicemail. I'll talk to them tomorrow. So it's really important if you're thinking about when to call people, call them in the morning. Now, I say the morning's best, but if you have a time that you're told to call when you're told to call. If they say, hey, you know what? Can you give me a call tomorrow at 6 p.m.? Then you call them at 6 p.m. Even if you're like, well, I only work till 5, then forget it. You've already lost that sale. You're calling them back at 6 p.m., okay? And the thing is what's funny is if you're going to be calling people or if you're writing emails, how you dress will really influence how you speak and how you type. Because if you're dressing for success, you're more likely going to type for success and talk for success. There's a reason why Jake from State Farm has his red little, collared shirt, his little polo on, and his khaki pants, because then he's Jake from State Farm. Whether he's Jake, Jacqueline, Sean, whatever, they're in that mentality, okay? So dress for the part when you're going to talk to those clients. And the thing is when we're doing this, going into that reason, knowing the reason why you're calling, you can actually go back and start doing research, okay? Because you really need to plan and prepare for all the different things that can happen. What if they say yes? What if they say maybe? What if they say maybe next week? Maybe they say, oh, I don't need it in blue. I would like it in red. Okay, what do I need to do? You kind of prepare yourself more, so it's kind of an easier way to lead these conversations on. That's why the longer you're in sales, you get to read people better. You get to understand how things are going to go because it's just practice. You see when people say this, they usually say that next. And by preparing, you're feeling more confident when you talk to them, okay? And if we look at different steps you can actually do, one thing I would say is before you're making that call, before you're doing all this stuff, make sure you do what's called a need analysis. Really look at that prospect, look them up and down, look at their business and see, hey, what is it they really need? What are they doing there? What's their business like? What are the reasons why they might say yes, why they might say no? Why are they buying certain things? And it really gives you a lot more information about, hey, this is some things they might want to talk about. And if you got information from another client, that referral, what information they share with you? If they said, hey, you know what? That Frank could really use help in this area. Okay, I have this. And so I want to think about these things. And that's why it's important you really know your product, your industry, that person you're calling's products, industries, services they need. So you just have a real kind of robust idea of where things could go, but also a robust idea how you could help them. And that's why the next step is what's called need awareness. Here's where you actually identify a solid need and you clearly articulate, look, I see that you need help in this area. Hey, you know what, Mark, I see you need some help with your weight loss. Okay, I got it. I see there's awareness there. And the thing is if you can kind of point out that need, that you understand the need awareness for that client, it's like, wow, you understand us. You understand what we're doing. Because you can't just say, oh, Mark, I see you're fat. I'm sure there's comments that say things like that, right? But it's more like, hey, Mark, I see that you're a father, you've got multiple YouTube channels, you're a professor, you travel all the time. I'm guessing it's kind of hard to fit in exercise and a good routine and all this kind of stuff with all these things going on. But you know what? I think we can help you out. And the thing is, I'm like, yeah, you're right. I mean, I can, when we're not traveling, I can hit the gym. When there's no pandemic, I can go to the gym. But in reality, there's so many things going on. Wow, you actually understand me. And that's why really pointing out that you get their need awareness. You're really aware of the needs they have will get them to notice you and want to listen to you, okay? But the thing is, you're not just pointing out the need awareness. The next thing you need to do is have a real solution, okay? Have a need solution. And you know what? We have something that can help you out. Our workout routine can be done in a hotel room, in your bedroom, in the backyard. When you have time, you can get it done. I'm like, oh, okay. And you know what? Our diet program works in the US, it works in China, it works in Japan, it works anywhere you're traveling to because we help you learn how to eat better. I'm like, wow, that's a solution that could work for me. So if you have a solution that meets that need, it goes a long way. And the thing is, what's crazy is a lot of people will get that far. They'll get that they show that I understand what your problem is. And then they'll say, and here's how I can help you out. But then a lot of people get embarrassed. They're like, but I don't want to ask them to buy my stuff. No, you have to be able to say, hey, but you know what? I would like you to buy our product because we can help you out. Okay, I've showed you what your issues are. I showed how we can help you, and now it's time for you to sign on the bottom line. And so that's when we're looking at what's called need satisfaction. Look, let's get your needs satisfied. Let's get this thing done. Buy the product, buy the service, so you can be better. Your company can work better and things like that. Because honestly, this is one of the big issues that a lot of companies have is in sales, it's hard to ask people, hey, could you open up your wallet for me? Because a lot of people get embarrassed by that, but you can't. Like, look, you're selling a good service. You're selling a good product. Look, this is a good laptop. It's going to help you travel and work better. It's a good thing, so you should buy it. Here, why don't you buy one? And so if we do that, we're actually getting them to actually buy it, right? And which is fantastic, but there are always this thing when people are like, well, I'm not sure, this kind of stuff. That's why, remember we did that X-ray analysis, we really start to look at what all their needs are, what they could be answering for. When they start saying, oh, you know, yeah, that does really look like this service really can help me out. It'd be perfect for my travels and work and stuff like that. But I don't know about the price. Hey, look, they're actually not that expensive. They're only like $600, $400, $600 to $1,000, $1,200, depending on what level you want. Oh, that's not too bad. So it's actually the same price or cheaper than some of the laptops. Then some people are like, well, you know, but those MacBooks are pretty cool. I understand MacBooks are pretty cool. But look, they have this crazy thing here called a USB port. And look, it also has... if you look in here, it has expandable memory, so you can actually put in another 256 gigs in a little tiny chip right back there. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I've shown you that I see what the issues are. I've done all these things, and so therefore it makes it a lot easier for people to actually go ahead and buy. And so you want to make sure you're answering all those questions, but it starts by understanding your client's needs from the beginning, okay? So I hope this can help you kind of think about some things that you need to do before you pick up that phone to call a person to buy your stuff, or before you send that email out to ask people to buy, or to check out your website to maybe purchase something. Go through these step-by-step processes. It'll be a lot more helpful in helping you actually make that sale. Now, it's not always going to work, but if you do things like this, you have a better shot that it will. So I hope this helps you out. Good luck making those cold calls. I know they're not easy, especially with robocalls out there. People just hang up on or yell at you and things like that. But you know what? Sometimes you will get through and you will make a difference. And if you focus on those clients and really, help them out, it's going to go a long way. And then they'll help share the information because you helped them. All right. So I wish you all the best. I'll talk to you later. Bye.